Let us study periodic trends of the elements in modern periodic table. So you need to study only three trends. They are valency, atomic size, then metallic and non-metallic character. So you are going to study only three periodic trends. They are valency, atomic size and metallic or non-metallic character of elements. First we will study what is meant by valency. Valency is the capacity of an element to lose or gain electrons. So valency means what? Valency is the capacity or power of an element to lose their electrons or lose their outermost orbit electrons, or we can say that lose their valence electrons or gain electrons. Gain means add or accept electrons from other atoms. Now atomic size means what? Atomic size, you people already studied size of the atom. I had already drawn and shown you. So that is looking circular. So when we study about the atomic size, we have to take from the center towards the last, we can say that valence orbit, or we can say last orbit, how much distance is there from the center. That is known as atomic size as well as atomic radius. Atomic size, when we speak about the atomic size, we will speak about the atomic radius. You consider both of them same. Then metallic as well as non-metallic character, in detail we will go. So before that, we will study the definition of periodic trends. What is meant by periodic trends? Periodic trend means the properties of elements which are in the periods or in the groups of modern periodic table, compared certain regularity in their variation. So here certain regularity means when he compared, when he made the elements in the period as well as in the group, he followed certain regularity, certain characteristics in their variation, because there are variations. We can say their atomic number keep on changing, atomic size keep on changing, their property keep on changing. Similarly here also, atomic number keep on changing, atomic size keep on changing, even their electronic configuration keep on changing. Even then, certain characteristics he kept in his mind while classifying the elements in the periods as well as in the groups. Now, valency of the element in detail I will explain. Okay. Now, I am taking two examples, that is sodium. First example is sodium. Second example I am taking chlorine. First example sodium, its electronic configuration, atomic number I am writing 11, chlorine atomic number 17. Now electronic configuration of sodium 281. Electronic configuration of chlorine 287. Now we will compare the outermost electrons, or we can call them as valence electrons. Now you see, in case of sodium, outermost orbit has only one electron. At the same time, chlorine, its outermost orbit has 7 electrons. Now, if chlorine will get one electron, it can complete its octet. once it will complete its octet condition, they can remain as a stable atom. So this chlorine's necessity only 1 electron. At the same time, what is about sodium? Sodium's condition, the valence electron only 1. It has only 1 electron in its outermost orbit. So what it wanted to do, this outermost orbit electron, or we can say the valence electron, that is 1, anyhow it wants to remove out. Why? Once it will go, then again it will have its outermost orbit. We can call it as penultimate orbit. This is the ultimate orbit. This is the penultimate orbit. So that means second last orbit will have 8 electrons. So once it will go from it, then it will be also in which condition? Stable condition, then inactive condition, then doesn't want to work. Such a condition it will become. Similarly here, it will gain 1 electron, then it will be getting 8 electrons in its outermost orbit. There is one condition, if an atom obtain 8 electrons in the outermost orbit, then that will be a stable atom. So for becoming a stable atom, the elements are becoming very active. So here you can see that this outermost electron will be accepting by this chlorine. As a result of it, you can find that here it will be having the electronic configuration. Once it will gain electron from sodium, then its electronic configuration will become 288. At the same time, when it will lose 1 electron from its outermost orbit, then it will have the electronic configuration 2,8. So we can say that this element lose 1 electron, so the valency of sodium will be 1. This element gain 1 electron, then its valency will be 1. So what is the definition of valency? Valency is the capacity of an element to lose their outermost electron or gain electrons from other atom. So here the capacity, the ability of an element or an atom to gain electrons or lose their outermost electron is known as valency of the element. Now here the capacity to gain, capacity to lose electrons, that reactivity or that reaction is doing only the valence electrons. Suppose now if you are making sodium, its electronic configuration 281 is there. First orbit has 2 electrons, second orbit has 8 electrons, but these 2 orbits doesn't take part in the chemical reaction. Only this outermost orbit has how many electrons? Only they will take part in the chemical reaction. Now when we study about chlorine, its electronic configuration 287. Its outermost orbit has 7 electrons. They take part in the chemical reaction, but these 2, that is first and second orbit, does not take part in the chemical reaction. So the capacity of an element to lose or gain electrons, that is known as valency of that particular element. Now we are going to study about atomic size. Atomic size, as I told you, suppose this is the nucleus, this is the first orbit, this is the second orbit. Now suppose an atom is having 2 orbits. This is the nucleus. Nucleus has protons as well as neutrons. Suppose sodium only I am making. Then sodium has 11 protons. That is equal to its atomic number. Now it has 2 orbits. First orbit, second orbit. One more orbit is there. Sodium, if you are taking, sodium has 3 orbits are there. First orbit has 2 electrons. Second orbit has 8 electrons. Third orbit has 1 electron. Now here first as well as second orbit is not going to take part in the chemical reaction. Only the last orbit is going to take part in the reaction. Now we are studying about the atomic size. So from this center towards the outermost orbit, we can say that this is the valence shell, this is the valence electron. Orbit has got one more name, that is shell. We can call it as valence shell or orbit. Valence shell or valence orbit. Outermost electrons we are calling as valence electrons. Now you see, what is atomic size? The distance from the nucleus towards the outer orbit. How much distance is there? That is atomic radius. Atomic radius is considering as atomic size. So here atomic size as well as atomic radius of sodium is same. When we compare now lithium, beryllium, potassium, which all elements are there? Their atomic radius, how much is coming? That is their atomic size. Now here few elements are given. These few elements atomic size I already written here. Let us see now. Lithium, its atomic size is 152 picometer. Pico. P-I-C-O-M-E-T-E-R. Picometer. We people already studied about millimeter, centimeter, meter, micrometer, nanometer. Now compared to nanometer, this picometer is very small size. We can consider that 1 picometer is equal to 1 upon 10 raised to 12 meter. 1 picometer is equal to 1 upon 10 raised to 12 meters. Such a small sized particles are atoms. Now we are studying about the atoms, elements which are there in second period, and their atomic size I already mentioned here. We'll see now. Lithium, its atomic radius or atomic size is 152 picometer. Beryllium 111 picometer. Boron 88 picometer. It is already given in your textbook. Then carbon 77 picometer. Nitrogen 74 picometer. Oxygen 66 picometer. Now when you study them, you will understand that the first element, its atomic radius is bigger than beryllium. When we compare boron and beryllium, you will find that boron's atomic radius is smaller than beryllium. Now same way we can see from left to right. This is the right side of the periodic table. This is the left side of the periodic table. When you compare the atomic size of the or atomic radius of these elements, you will find that from left to right it moves. Their atomic size keep on reducing. See here 152 is there, then 111, 88, 77, 74, 66. Like that way atomic radius keep on decreasing from left to right. Now when you compare this group elements, you can find that again I written their atomic radius. See, lithium 152, sodium 186, potassium 231, rubidium 244, cesium 262. This also given in your textbook. These values are given. Now you see children, here when you go downward, so you can find that the atomic size keep on increasing. Atomic size of the element keep on increasing when it moves from top to bottom. See, first element, its atomic radius is 152. Next one increased. Sodium reached. That time 186 picometer became. Then potassium 231 picometer. Rubidium, its atomic radius 244 picometer. Then cesium, its atomic radius 262 picometer. So when you compare the atomic radius of each and every elements present in different periods as well as different groups, you will find this type of variations. Here their atomic radius keep on decreasing when it moves from left to right. At the same time, when it moves from top to bottom, their atomic radius keep on increasing. Plus, before you people studied that their orbit number remain constant when it move from left to right. Here, when it move from top to bottom, their orbit number keep on increasing one by one. So these all things are periodic trends we can see. Now we are going to study about metallic as well as non-metallic character. Now, what is metallic character? Now I am saying you here, these all elements are metals. Now metallic character means the capacity to lose their electrons. Metallic character means the capacity to lose their electrons. Once they lose their electron, they will become electropositive. So here I am saying you the capacity to lose their electrons. Metals are having the capacity. Now I am explaining about the metals only at first. So first what I am saying you, metals are having the capacity to lose their electrons. Second property I am saying you, metals are having 1, 2, 1, 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost orbit. Now we can say that metals are having which speciality? They are having either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in their outermost orbit. In their valence shell I am writing, that is only outermost orbit. They will have either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons in their valence shell. Now another thing, these metals are having electropositivity. Electropositivity. Now what is meant by electropositivity? Now suppose again I am taking sodium. Sodium is a metal, so I am taking again sodium. Sodium, its atomic number is 11. Its electronic configuration 2, 8, 1. Now here what I am saying you, it is having how many protons, how many electrons. This is the sodium atom. Now I am writing here its protons number. Protons means a positive charged particles. Positive charged particles are 11. Then electrons number. Electrons number only I written here now. Electrons means a negatively charged particles, that is also 11. Now here when a chlorine atom comes near to it, so I am writing here sodium reacts with chlorine. When sodium reacts with chlorine, what will happen? Sodium 2, 8, 1. This is the electronic configuration. Now chlorine, its electronic configuration I am showing, that is 2, 8, 7. When both of them come close to each other, this sodium atom gives away its valence electron to chlorine. As a result of it, chlorine will accept 1 electron from sodium. As a result of it, here sodium lose 1 electron, then it will become sodium ion. Chlorine will gain 1 electron, then chlorine will become Cl minus ion. So now how it will become Na plus ion and Cl minus ion I will show you. Here one electron gone. Actually in case of sodium atom, electrons number 11, protons number 11. But when sodium atom reacts with the chlorine, what will happen? This sodium lose one electron, electrons number will get reduced. Then we can say that protons number has no change. That means the positive number remains constant, that is 11, but the electron lost from it, as a result of it, minus charge now became 10. So here we can compare now. In the atom, this is sodium atom. Its protons number 11, electrons number 11. But when we come to the sodium ion, protons number 11, electrons number became 10. As a result of it, protons number now more, positive number more. So we are saying as this is electropositive. This is known as electropositive. 1 plus sign more became. 1 protons number more, but at the same time electrons number less. So which is more, that we are showing. That is now sodium ion with the positive ion. So we can say that Na plus. Now here when we compare Cl minus, from sodium 1 electron gone to chlorine. As a result of it, we can say that protons number, positive number, here we are studying about chlorine atom now. Chlorine atom, its electronic configuration 2, 8, 7. Now here protons, positive sign or positive number. How much will be protons number? Same, we have to total it. That is chlorine, its atomic number is 17. So protons number 17, electrons number also 17. Electrons have negative sign or negative charge. So we can say that electrons number also 17, protons number 17, atomic number 17. Now we are making here. What is formed now? Chloride ion formed. Negative charged ion formed. Now it has protons number same, that is 17, no difference. But here you can see that one electron from sodium accepted by chlorine, as a result of it, electrons number minus charge increased by 1. So we will find here electrons number 18. So here we can find that when we compare protons as well as electrons number, you will find that here electrons number more, minus number more. So here how many more? 1 minus sign is more, 1 electron is more. So that is having 1 minus sign. So here chlorine received 1 electron, so here minus sign put. Here sodium lose or lost 1 electron, so as a result of it, here plus put. When we compare this way, here protons number more with 1, so plus sign. Here protons number less, but electrons number more with 1 number, so Cl minus put it. Now here we are studying about, first I told you we are studying their metallic character. Metals are having the capacity to lose their outer side or outside electrons. At the same time, now when we study about the non-metals, here non-metal I shown you, that is about the chlorine. This is a non-metal, this is a metal. Sodium is a metal. Metals are having the capacity to lose their electrons. At the same time, non-metals are having the capacity to gain electrons. So we are saying them as electropositivity. Non-metals are showing electropositivity. Non-metals have electronegativity. Non-metals are having electronegativity. Electronegativity means they are having the capacity to gain electrons, accept electrons. At the same time, metals, when we are, now here I am writing non-metals. So non-metals are having which speciality? They are having the capacity to gain electrons. So we are saying it as they are having electronegativity. Now another thing, they are going to gain electrons. They accept electrons. So we can say that they gain electrons. Non-metals gain electrons. Metals lose their electrons. Which electrons? Only the valence shell, which all electrons are there. Outermost orbit, which all electrons are there. Only that thing will lose or they will accept. In case of metals, the outermost orbit has how many electrons are there that they are going to lose. When we are studying about the non-metals, outermost orbit has how many electrons, that will remain like that, plus they will accept the electrons. Now, here one more thing is there. When we study about the non-metals, you can find that in their outermost orbit will have 4 electrons or 5 electrons or 6 electrons or 7 electrons. Then even we can say that zero group elements, they are having 8 electrons in their outermost orbit, but zero group elements are not going to take part in the chemical reaction. So here you see, when we study about the metals as well as non-metals, metals speciality in their outermost orbit either 1 or 2 or 3 electrons. But when we study about the non-metals, in their outermost orbit will have either 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 electrons. But here in case of zero group elements, their outermost orbit is complete. So they won't take part in any of the chemical reactions. But here in case of fourth group elements, outermost orbit has 4 electrons. So they need 4 electrons more to complete their octet, or they have to lose 4 electrons for completing its octet condition. So what these elements are going to do? Fourth group elements, they won't give, they won't take, but they just share electrons from other atoms. Then fifth group onwards, here outermost orbit has 5 electrons. So fifth group elements will receive 3 electrons from some other atoms. Then sixth group elements will take 2 more for completing their octet. Then seventh group elements will take 1 electron to complete their octet. So like that way, here these non-metals will complete their octet condition by gaining electrons or by sharing electrons. At the same time, here metals, when you study, they complete their octet by losing their electrons. That means the outermost shell, which all electrons are there, that they will lose. Afterwards, the penultimate shell will become the outermost shell of those elements. So we can say that electropositivity is the characteristics of metals. Electronegativity is the characteristics of non-metals. Thank you, students.